And good evening, folks, and welcome out to Firehouse Subs. I'll call it y'all right in front of the speaker, so you get to hear all of it. It is Lafayette Mighty Lions night here at Firehouse Subs on Kaliste Saloom, and going to be a big night here with head coach Stephen Herron. Excited about that, Coach. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Look, it's going to be a fun night. I know we've got a lot of players here. We've got some cheer and dance here. I didn't know if they knew they had to do like 6 routines over there. They can't throw and flip because the ceiling's kind of high, but we'll work on that. Coach, just want to talk about the season and get going. But before we do, let's get a little history on you. Of course, alumni.
Sure.
Lafayette High, coming back here. Tell me about what it is being able to come back to Lafayette and coach.
It's been really kind of a surreal experience for me. I spent a lot of time, even before I played at Lafayette High, before I was a student at Lafayette High, in the bleachers at Lafayette High games and watching guys in the late 90s, Ross Brubacher and Trev Falk and Ricky Calle and a bunch of those guys in the late 90s, play for some really good Lafayette High teams. Bobby Green was the head coach at the time, who I played for Bobby for 3 years. I spent a ton of Friday nights, watching Lafayette High football games and traveling and watching Lafayette High play. Then obviously going there as a student. I'm a 2003 grad, so getting over there and playing football for Coach Green for 3 years, and then I played as a senior for Mark Byrus, and so. When I went to college, I had no clue what I wanted to do. I went and started in biology because I just didn't really have a direction, and went back and decided I wanted to be a coach. And so the first thing I did when I decided I wanted to be a coach, I went back to Lafayette High, talked to Coach Byrus during spring practice, and from there he welcomed me with open arms. I started CCPing for my last 2 years of college as a college student, non-faculty coach, and then that was 20 years ago. I think this is my 20th season coaching football. So to get the opportunity, I was at Lafayette High as an assistant from 2011 to 2016. So I got to teach and coach there then, and that opportunity meant a lot to me. And then. My career took me to Ascension Episcopal for 9 years, and got an opportunity to grow there, be the head coach in a couple sports over there, and grow professionally and personally. And then I had the opportunity to go back to Lafayette High, this past spring, and so it's one of those things where I had to hit the ground running so fast in May. I've had very few times to kind of sit back and reflect, but when I have. It's really an opportunity that I've cherished for sure. I definitely didn't want to not make the most of it. I don't think I would have been mature enough to handle it a decade ago. To be back at a place that I've cared about. I spoke at one of the pep rallies earlier in the season, and I've been I was a Brobridge Tiger. That was my first job out of college. And then I was a De La Salle Cavalier for a couple years in New Orleans, and then I was a Blue Gator over at Ascension Episcopal. But that whole time I was a Mighty Lion. So to be back at Lafayette High and be the head coach is something that I'm certainly not taking lightly.
Tell me about the change in with the new campus, the one where you were at too. What does that mean to someone that has seen both sides of it and been a part of both sides of it?
I've told people, I think sometimes the least perceptive people on the planet Earth are teenage boys. So I know when I was a student, I didn't think much of it, as far as the condition of the campus. But by that time, I was, there from '99 to 2003, and it was already a 50-year-old campus at that point with not much progress made, not many things added to it. So. When I went back as an assistant from 2011 to 2016 is when I really noticed how the cobwebs in the corners of the rooms and that kind of stuff. So I'm excited for all of our guys to see when I started with all them this summer. Our first day of summer workouts was May 27th. So we were lifting in some temporary weight rooms and we would be, a couple days a week at S.J. Montgomery, the elementary school across the street from Lafayette High, and then we'd be at Lafayette Middle or Lafayette Elementary now a couple days a week. So, we got to see a little bit of the progress as we went, and, we didn't, at that point, still didn't get a chance to walk into the new school building. We got to go in the gym a little bit. But really it struck me when we got to take these guys in the weight room for the first time in early August and get to see, what they were going to get a chance to work with moving forward. And it was exciting for me to see how excited they were. And I know all these guys deserve the opportunity, and it's been great. And I think it's had a huge positive impact on the school, on our student life. Our kids are excited. It's a beautiful campus. Our facilities now, I would say, are second to none. Definitely in the area, but I would put Lafayette High up against any school in the state now, and maybe the region now, as far as our academics and our physical plant and everything. And we're continuing to move forward. Even with everything. So.
Look, and this is such a hotbed of schools that are growing and schools that are just, I think it's as much competition in environment and those things than it is in anything.
Yeah, I think we have like 17 football playing schools now in Lafayette, Lafayette area or whatever.
Right.
So there's been a lot of schools that weren't playing football. Some schools that didn't exist when I played football, and then even when I got into coaching, there were a lot of schools that now are playing that weren't there. So it is a lot more competition, a lot more choices for students, and I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing on parents' part. Having some choice of where to send your son or daughter to school. So competition in a lot of areas of life is healthy. So, I would say competition in the area of education probably isn't a bad thing either. So, Lafayette Parish, our superintendent has done such a great job of moving the parish forward. You look at whatever, he's doing with facilities across the parish and doing a great job, in a lot of reasons, a lot of ways because of competition. So it's been good. And I'm excited as an employee of Lafayette Parish, but I'm also excited as a parent of Lafayette Parish students. My son's at Edgar Martin right now. My oldest daughter's at Woodvale. So I've been so pleased as a Lafayette Parish parent, since my kids have walked on the Woodvale's campus, as kindergartners. So it's exciting. It's exciting to be a part of.
Look, and I know that time at De La Salle was good, but I got to believe that being from your youth, getting out of the city and getting back over here probably wasn't a terrible move.
No, I know, and it was I guess as a coach and being a young coach, it was fun to coach football in the city of New Orleans
Right.
For a few years. It's definitely a different atmosphere as far as the way everything works over there. A lot, just everything from a lot of schools sharing the same stadiums and stuff like that. So. It was fun to go and coach over there in New Orleans, but I was excited to get the opportunity. I actually went from De La Salle back to Lafayette High as an assistant in 2011, and everything kind of coincided. I got married in 2011, and went back to Lafayette High, and not long after that, my son was born in 2013. So I've had a great 14 years back in Lafayette. So it was the opportunity to come back and teach and coach at Lafayette High. The first time around was sweet, and then now with the opportunity, knowing my son is going to be at Lafayette High in a few years, and just having them have the opportunity to go to school at the new beautiful campus, I'm really cherishing that opportunity.
Well, that's awesome. So your first home game this year, you guys was it St. Martinville?
Yes, sir.
That you had. How was the experience of coming out onto to that big stadium?
It was, I guess, another surreal experience, just because we didn't get the word that we were going to be there until the Wednesday before.
Wow.
The Wednesday of game week, they officially released the field to be played on. So we went into the summer not knowing if we would be playing one game at Como High or 2 games at Como High, and we had to shuffle some things around. Our Southside game got moved from Friday to Thursday in preparation of the fact that we may be playing it out over at Como. So we were, our guys, I had to hand it to them, or I have to hand it to them just because of how resilient they were all summer. I mean, we were moving sometimes on a daily basis. We started out the plan to go the month of June on the playground at SJ Montgomery to do a bunch of install and individual work, and we got pretty much out the gate the first 3 weeks of summer. We got rain like every day, and elementary school playgrounds are not made for sports most of the time. They don't drain well.
Right.
So, I mean, we really had to adjust, and we changed some things around, and we were going twice a week at Lafayette High and SJ Montgomery. We were going to Lafayette Elementary twice a week to use the a little bit bigger playground over there, and so they were we actually practiced up until 3 weeks ago. We were bussing out every day to go to Lafayette Elementary to practice over there, and then bussing back to school. And so through it all, the guys really stayed focused and worked hard, and we made a ton of, from May 27th to, mid-August, when we went and scrimmaged Catholic High New Iberia. I mean, they made a ton of progress. So I have to hand it to the guys in just, working, and, no matter where we were and what the conditions were and what we had equipment-wise. I mean, they adjusted to everything. And, so going back to, I guess, your original question of what was it like walking out there against St. Martinville, it was, one of those things where up until the last minute we didn't really know if it was going to happen, but just to see how excited they were. It was also, wound up being an early homecoming game for us. So, we had
so that ended up week 2?
Week 2, and
that's, wow.
Yeah, really early homecoming. So, just to see how excited. I mean, we had a packed state. I mean, I think they got to the point where they might have started turning people away because we were at capacity. So just for all of that to play out, and for us to, it was a tough game, and for us to get a win. I mean, it really, you couldn't have worked out better for us.
Look, you guys started out strong, and still, you just played a couple tough ones. But 4-1 to start the season off, that has to make you feel good. Mm-hmm. You run into a couple of really good ball clubs in Karen Crow and Acadiana, which, when I went back and watched a lot of that Acadiana game, and you could hear the announcers from this is supposed to be an easy game to, man, we're in a battle on here too. And I think there were a couple of things that were key turning points in there. But the effort this season has got to make you feel proud.
Oh, 100%, yeah. And like you said, we started 4-1, and Southside, Acadiana, and Karen Crow are all teams that are built to make deep runs in the playoffs.
Right.
And you wouldn't be, I don't think you'd be shocked, or really anybody would be shocked for any one of those teams to be a semifinal team in their playoff bracket. To sit back and say you're 100% disappointed in a loss to any one of those teams, it'd be a lie. We didn't play very well against Karen Crow, and we made about every mistake we could. It was definitely a team effort in that one, as far as kind of everything we could do wrong, we did wrong. So that was a disappointing one. But to see how we responded the next week against Acadiana, and really played well, played hard. Defensively, they did everything they could to keep us in the game. Offensively, we didn't play as well or execute as well as we wanted to or would have wanted to, but it's also a situation where, we play, maybe the best defensive line you're going to play in a season. Some really good players at Acadiana up front, and they're really big, physical, and fast, so they're going to make you look pedestrian sometimes on offense. That they're just that talented. But the way the guys have competed, that's really, I've told them that's really, when it comes down to it, all I can ask of them is to go out and compete, and they've done that. So I'm definitely pleased with how we've played.
Well, no doubt at all. And we want to talk to some of those guys. So we're going to take our first break, Coach. When we do, we'll get a couple of the players up here. We'll do one at a time. That way you can be up here with me. And then coming up around 7:30 or so, we're going to visit with Cheer and the Dance, and we'll try to convince them to do some sort of something over there. I don't know exactly what it is and what they have room for, but we'll do some sort of something. You are watching the Pelican Sports Report. We are live here from Firehouse Subs on Kaliste Saloom. It is Lafayette Mighty Lions night here on the Pelican Sports Report. We'll be back. Don't go anywhere.
Here's your Beal and Hebert starting lineup.
Lance Beal, Turley's Catholic.
Kenny Hebert, Catholic High.
Stephen Williams, STM.
Don Connett, USL.
Alan Haney, Catholic High.
Gabrielle Romero, Sacred Heart.
Beal and Hebert, Acadiana's hometown lawyers.
You can start a rewarding career as an emergency medical technician sooner than you think. The National EMS Academy, a division of Acadian Ambulance, can train you in just 12 weeks at their campuses in Alexandria, Baton Rouge, Covington, Lafayette, Lake Charles, New Orleans, and Thibodaux. Students who complete the class and pass the National Registry exam are eligible to work for Acadian Ambulance. Classes start soon. Learn more at becomeamedic.com.
For over 40 years, Tim's Southern Air of Acadiana has kept homes cool, safe, and running strong, day or night. From expert air conditioning services to dependable whole home generators, our certified team is always ready when you need us most. We're not just technicians, we're neighbors who care. Southern Air of Acadiana, let us bear it. Call 337-339-9661 or visit timsac.com.
Home isn't just a place, it's where life happens. At the LaLuck Group, we've helped families take that first big step and then the next. From starter homes to forever homes, we're here for the moments that matter most. Because the best real estate experience doesn't just find you a house, it helps you build a life.
At Guillory Chiropractic, we offer a variety of services to help you feel your best. From chiropractic adjustments for back pain relief to prenatal care during pregnancy, our team is dedicated to providing personalized treatment plans. We also specialize in sports injury rehabilitation and can assist with post-accident recovery. Whether it's routine checkups or specialized care, Guillory Chiropractic has the expertise and compassion you need to achieve optimal health. Contact us today to schedule an appointment at our Lafayette or Church Point locations.
And we are back to Firehouse Subs on Kaliste Saloom here in Lafayette, and it is kind of meet the player time on here. Coach, who do you have there with us?
Parker Abshire with us, our outside linebacker, number 2. So had a big game. Has had a great season. Has had some of our biggest moments defensively.
All right, so that name
season,
sounds familiar.
Sure.
So that's this guy, and the folks here might not be able to see it, but we will as this goes on. Take me through that.
All right, so basically the center made not the best snap, and the quarterback dropped the ball, and I picked it up, and we scored.
Look, was it that way to just expound on it? That
awesome.
was no. Look, what's in your mind when you're going when you're going through that?
I've never scored a touchdown before.
Okay.
And like my dream, like from a high school football career, was to score a touchdown.
Right.
So it kind of happened right there. And
Look, that's a big game to do it in too.
Exactly. And it was against Acadiana.
Look, when you've got the ball and you see it on the ground there too, it's like, am I falling on it? Am I picking it up? And there's nobody in front of you, because I've watched from a couple of different angles. How big your eyes getting? I mean, you gotta be into.
You just gotta, like, I don't know, one step at a time. When you pick it up, you see all the open space. You just gotta go for it. I don't know.
I talked to one young man one time, and he's thinking, how am I going to celebrate? How am I going to celebrate when he gets in there? So what do you do when you get into the end zone with it?
I was tired. That was a far run.
What was it, 85 yards?
84.
84 yards.
That was,
so enough of that.
I was tired.
That was the first question. When he got back to the sideline, the first question was, how far did I just run? He said it might be is that the furthest you've ever run?
Oh, yeah. That fast, though, yeah.
Look, do me a favor and point this up just a little bit. Yeah, there you go.
Like that?
Yeah, that'll be fine. All right, so tell me, you're a senior this year,
Yes,
right?
sir, I'm a senior.
Okay. What's your time like been there at Lafayette High?
Oh, it's been great. I go to school, then we have practice, and I go home, rest, and same thing
And
the next
back
day.
at it the next
yeah,
day.
So
yeah.
not much free time, but I'm enjoying it.
Look, you guys are in the middle of a pretty solid season on there, no doubt, sitting at 4-3. And every week it seems like there's just a big opponent around the corner. There is no off week on there. What does that do to get you guys ready for a playoff run?
It makes us tougher and ready for any competition that's coming our way.
Look, there's no doubt about that. One of your favorite memories outside of football, just your time there at Lafayette?
Oh, the locker room, the boys. I mean, it's fun. We're all family.
Look, that's Coach. I hear that so much on there, and you coming back into it from the player side of it too. How is it seeing that and knowing that that's the way that is?
It's refreshing, just because I know now I'm 41, so I'm on the side of it where everything is 20 plus years ago as far as high school is concerned for me, but just knowing now as a 41-year-old, like, most of the things I remember from high school football had nothing to do with a football field. It was a lot of downtime in the locker room and just things like that. So to hear that from those guys, it definitely is. It's refreshing, because those are all the things you end up remembering. You remember some games, but I would say a lot of the things on the field for me, I'd probably rather forget. So it's exciting to hear that the same things that I remember and cherish are the things that hopefully they remember and cherish.
Look, that's so good. With homecoming being so early in the season, how did you guys rally together and go out rolling houses and such that night? Because I know that surely it has to be, or did y'all not do that?
I mean, that was a hard game. Early in the season, homecoming. I don't know. It was tough.
But I mean, you get to do it in the new stadium too. So when you guys ran out that first night in the brand new stadium, that's got to be just a great feeling.
It was crazy. It's like, so first game at the new field, then it's homecoming night. So like all add up together it was awesome.
Right.
It was the craziest game.
Well, congratulations on a great season thus far. Looking forward to a deep run in the playoffs and a lot more success for you.
Yes, sir.
And look, go out and get touchdown number 2.
Hey, I'm gonna try.
There you go. All right, that was. Oops, got to make sure I turn the right one off. There you go. All right, we'll roll in another one. I appreciate you stopping by on here too for us. Yeah, absolutely. And that's what we'll do, Coach. We'll just be able to roll them through that, and then when we get about 2 or 3 more, we'll take a break and we'll get in and talk to our cheer, and then we'll get back with those, and we can go as long as we need to tonight. There's no dead stop on this. Just you getting home and getting the guys back in bed though. All right, got our next player up here.
We got our center, Brett Frizzle, and I think he would maybe argue that he's the most athletic of our linemen, maybe.
Definitely.
Yeah, Brett has had another senior, like you said, has had a great season for us, great career for us, and go ahead and
introduce yourself for me. We've heard a little bit about it, but go ahead on your side.
So I've been playing center for 4 years here. I'm a 2-year starter. I started last year, and this is my first year playing at the new stadium. So unreal.
Look, how has that been when you have a place like this to come into your senior year, and there are a lot of firsts, the first win, the first homecoming, all of these things are happening in your senior year, and that's got to be pretty cool.
It's just like I've been waiting so long for it. Like going to Lafayette Elementary every day, not even playing here, playing at LCA and Acadiana last year, 2 years ago. It's just like finally we're home, and I'm glad my hard work paid off.
When you guys got the call and Coach says, hey, looks like we're going to be there this week, was there a little bit of disbelief in that?
I was just nervous because obviously it's the first game back, but there's obviously something could have changed. But whenever we got out there, I was like, man, this is surreal.
They're not going to clear the place. You guys are going to play in there. And look, it was a battle too. That's one of those that I don't think you'll ever forget.
Oh no.
Look,
I think it's the greatest game of my season so far.
What's been the one thing that's got you guys? Because you hear the word brotherhood, you hear that teamwork. What's the couple of things that are making that bond so good with you guys?
I think it's just like building a friendship. It's not just we don't look at each other as football players. We look at each other as friends. And I've been knowing a lot of these guys all throughout high school. So it's just that chemistry we have. It makes playing it so much easier.
Look, the offensive line, anybody that we talk to, when we talk to these schools and these groups, offensive line always has the place that they go eat, whether it's breakfast, whether it's somebody's house. See, I struck a chord there. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, our to-go is Taco Bell, but we go everywhere.
Right? In Firehouse Subs?
Oh,
Just, yes.
we are actually so excited to come here and try their food. We've never been here.
You've never been to Fire, and it's okay. Well, make sure.
There's a reason we're here.
Here,
not
look.
just for the radio.
I tell you what. You can pick you one of these for that. Such a great response. You win one of the hot sauces in here. You can pick whichever one you want.
Oh yeah.
So which one did you go with?
Gator hammock.
Gator hammock. All right, I'll take that on. What do you look forward to do in this stretch run, these last 3 weeks of the regular season to get you ready for the playoffs?
I think the big one is I want a home playoff game because this is obviously senior night. It's our last home game in the regular season. I don't want it to be the last home game of the season.
Coach, you got to love that. I mean,
100%.
that's buying into it. You hear that overused term, but that's correct.
Oh, 100%. You look at, just kind of what we have in front of us. Right now we're sitting at 4-3, and we've talked about it, and knowing that, just the reality is you can win. If you can win 7 football games, you give yourself a chance to have a home playoff game. If you can win 6, then you're kind of on the bubble, and 5, you're probably going to be traveling. So, just the reality of it is, if you want to go and get a home playoff game, you got to win 7 games, but you can't get to 5 and or 7-3 without being 5-3. So we got to go out and take care of business Friday night against a really good Barb team, and Barb right now is maybe one of the most deceptive teams in the state, just because right now they're sitting at 2-5, and they're a really good football team. They score a ton of points. They just play. They end up running into some really good teams in pre-district, and that's really what it is. They've run the gauntlet in district. So I know that, on their end, they're probably a team that feels like they're about to make a run, get to 5-5, and get to the playoffs. And they're, whoever they end up playing in the playoffs is going to have a tough matchup.
Going to be a very tough draw. Well, look, I'm looking forward to it. Go out there and get this win, then we'll work on week 9. Thank you for stopping by, and enjoy the Gator hammock.
I will.
There you go.
Thank you, Coach.
Good job, man.
There you go, rolling right through here, and just a tremendous group so far, Coach. This is great. And, ladies, you're next on the clock, so you're getting ready. Who's going to come on the mic? Because we have to start. All right. Y'all too? All right. Very good. We'll do that. All right, Coach.
All right. So we got maybe the guy who has the best smile on the team, Sean Young, number 21, one of our starting cornerbacks, and has had an unbelievable season for us and has played some really great corner and some really big spots and came out and that St. Martinville game, talking about that, I think, was that your first start in your career against St. Martinville, or did you started the week before against Franklin too, huh?
It was a week before.
Yeah, so, going out in a big spot, and he couldn't have played a better game, early in the season, being tested, against the, St. Martinville team that passes the ball really well. And, he's had a great senior year. So, I mean, he had a great summer coming out and really worked his butt off to get ready. And so, he's getting to, see the fruits of his labor. But, yeah, he's had a great year. And like I said, I think there's not too many moments when he doesn't have a smile on his face, which is refreshing. So,
look, that's great. What is it about the game that's just that comes so much fun to you?
Just like everything about like the preparation, like going into each week, knowing that I have a chance to do something that I love, play football with my team, my friends, being able to go out, try to get a win for each week to be able to help better the team as the season progresses.
How much does it help you grow playing the type of teams that you've played, the Southsides and Acadianas and the Karen Crow and those guys?
It helps a lot. 'Cause it's not like on a physical aspect, but like mental aspect, like knowing like who my opponent is, where I got to be, understanding my assignment, knowing what I have to do in order to help my team.
Well, and you play teams that state champion banners that are hanging up on there too, and so it gives you that I think that mindset on there because the conversations we have, it's not about being 4-3, it's about getting to 5-3 and 6-3 and what kind of run you guys are going to make. So what do you do as a team to say, you know what, we're locked in on this stretch?
Just making sure everybody on the same page, everybody focused. Like it starts from practice in the film room, like everybody knowing what we have to do in order to beat the team that we got to go against. Because we all want to host a home playoff game, want to make a deep playoff run. Right. Everybody has that mindset.
Absolutely.
So just understanding and knowing what we have to do.
Look, Thanksgiving football is the key. There's no doubt about that. All right, so from the season, who's the guy that you went after? You said, you know what, this is a good matchup for me here at wideout.
There's a lot of people in our district, like Karen Coy, Chance Babineau, Brandon Duffy.
Look,
Travis
that's a heck
Guy.
of a way to start with Babineau. There's no doubt about that. Goodness.
Travis Guy. Just a couple to name a few. They're really good players. But
And are you saying, look, Coach, that's the one I want?
yeah, that's really what I'm saying.
Look, that's just great because you start naming off that's a who's list of wide receivers in this Acadiana area on there too. And I mean, who do you think you can't cover?
I have the ability to be like, I want to guard the best receiver. I want to help my team win. I have the confidence in myself, like I'm gonna go out and do what I have to do.
Coach, I love that, that mindset that's on there. But as a cornerback, it's tough because you're out on an island.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's like a ball getting past your outfielder. I mean, you're out here where it's at. What gives him that dog mentality?
I think it's just the fact that he plays every play hard. I mean, he's locked in every play. He doesn't have those lapses, where he relax. I mean, he plays every play. He does a great job, not only in pass game but in run support. So I mean, he really has done such an unbelievable job recognizing. He did a great job the other night in a tough spot. We wound up we got the ball back right before half. We wound up turning it over, so we wound up giving Acadiana one more possession that we didn't want to give. And I think in that moment he wound up doing a great job on a double move, staying over the top, had a chance, got his hand on it, had a chance to pick a ball right before half. So just he just does a great job, has good instincts, like I said, has really been everything we've needed him to be, so far this year as a senior corner.
Look, that's just so great. As a senior, going out on the field in the new stadium in week 2, what's in your mind?
It's just surreal. Like, it's crazy because knowing what the team has been through for like the past couple years, but now finally get to play on our home field at our school, not at no other school. It means a lot.
Was it a little loud out there?
Loud.
Loud, that's right. Look, that's the kind of memories that you take back, and we talked to a couple of the other seniors that were here. It's first that you're going to be a part of. Nobody can ever take that away from you. Look, looking forward to it. Congratulations on a great season so far, and looking for a big stretch run right here.
Thank you, sir.
Yep, absolutely. Thank you for stopping by. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll visit with cheer and dance, and who knows where the night will go. We'll visit with some more of the players after that, too. Don't go anywhere. You are watching the Pelican Sports Report live here at Firehouse Subs, and we are brought to you by the LaLove Group right here on 446 Sports.
Here's your Beal and Hebert starting lineup.
Lance Beal, Turley's Catholic.
Kenny Hebert, Catholic High.
Stephen Williams, STM.
Don Connett, USL. Alan Haney, Catholic High.
Gabrielle Romero, Sacred Heart.
Beal and Hebert, Acadiana's hometown lawyers.
You can start a rewarding career as an emergency medical technician sooner than you think. The National EMS Academy, a division of Acadian Ambulance, can train you in just 12 weeks at their campuses in Alexandria, Baton Rouge, Covington, Lafayette, Lake Charles, New Orleans, and Thibodaux. Students who complete the class and pass the National Registry exam are eligible to work for Acadian Ambulance. Classes start soon. Learn more at becomeamedic.com.
For over 40 years, Tim's Southern Air of Acadiana has kept homes cool, safe, and running strong, day or night. From expert air conditioning services to dependable whole home generators, our certified team is always ready when you need us most. We're not just technicians, we're neighbors who care. Southern Air of Acadiana, let us bear it. Call 337-339-9661 or visit timsac.com.
Home isn't just a place, it's where life happens. At the LaLove Group, we've helped families take that first big step and then the next. From starter homes to forever homes, we're here for the moments that matter most. Because the best real estate experience doesn't just find you a house, it helps you build a life.
And we are back to Firehouse Subs on a Tuesday night. It is the Pelican Sports Report, live from Firehouse Subs and brought to you by the LaLue Group. If you're looking to buy or sell, check out acadianaishome.com. So now we're here with cheer and dance, I believe. So just to get the easy questions out of the way, I'll let you introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Emma Parham. I'm a junior on the Lafayette High dance team, and I've been at Lafayette High for 3 years.
4 years. I was about to say, wait a minute. No.
I'm Kylie Boudreau. I'm a senior at Lafayette High, and I've been at Lafayette High and on the cheer team for 4 years.
All right, so we'll make these questions pretty easy for you. And it's just about experience that you have there. Brand new stadium Friday night. How was that when you went out for that?
It's nice.
Yeah, it's really nice. I like it.
How was the crowd?
Oh, my God. The crowd is insane. Yeah. Everybody comes out, like all the parents. Student section gets crazy. Like it's jam-packed. Like...
Look, your first time that you're running out onto the field, there's got to be the nerves of it too. Who does the Does anybody tumble or do you?
I do that.
You do the tumbling?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever slipped?
No, I'm glad
you.
I haven't.
Uh-oh. Look, y'all watch out for it this week. It is not my fault if you. Yeah, it kind of is on there. What's been the time that you've been there? One of your best experiences that you've had that is one of those that brings you together as a group.
Well, I know for me personally, just like being at the football games with everybody, and like we're all there to support our awesome football team, and band, like color guard, parents, students, cheer, dance, like we all come out to support our team.
Look, it takes a lot to put to get together on a football game on Friday nights. There's no doubt about that. What about competitions and different things? Do you guys go off and travel and do those type of things?
We do, yes, sir.
Tell me about that.
Competition's fun. We go to Orlando, Florida.
Right.
It's pretty far.
Now that's the one that comes up in January? Or
February.
February? Okay.
Yeah. The nerves before, like, scary, way worse than football games.
Yeah.
Worse than football?
Yeah.
Wait till you try to run out and do flips this Friday after thinking about me asking if you fall. We'll see how that goes.
We'll see.
How's the success been? How's the competitions been for you?
They've been good. My freshman year, we didn't compete, but we started competing my sophomore year.
Right.
They're pretty fun.
So you get Orlando for a week. I guess that would be cool. Do y'all go too, or is it just you?
We go to Orlando in February around like the same time they do, and like Kylie said, the nerves are just like really bad. Like especially the week leading up to it, our coaches are like,
there's like a black hallway.
Wait a minute. Your coaches are like what?
They're like,
Okay.
they're scary.
And isn't she one of your coaches?
Yeah.
Is that what you do? No. She said she never.
Miss Karen.
Miss Karen, yeah. We'll see about that. All right. So away from, and there may not be anything away from there too. If you're looking around and somebody says, "Hey, why Lafayette? Why Lafayette High? What's it been like being a Mighty Lion?"
Personally, for me, it's just like been a really good experience. The community at the school is just really great. Like, I love the teachers and I love the environment. It's very positive and very uplifting, which I think is like really like a key factor for not only being a student but like a student athlete, because along with being a student athlete, like you have to balance your work, your school, practice, games, this and that, and it's a lot, and they're really encouraging about that. And they like want us to go and have those experiences and stuff like that.
Look, there's a lot to shaping your life right now. That's right. You talked about your teachers. Is there a favorite teacher? Yeah, I know I'll get you in trouble. You don't have to answer that one too either. What about your experience there as a Mighty Lion?
It's a big school. I feel like, I don't know how to, what's that word? It's like cool.
Right. Cool.
Yeah. When someone's like, "Oh, you go to Lafayette High, you're on the cheer team," like, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Look, that's awesome too. And there, it's the brand new school and the campus, and just it's the growth that has been there. I mean, it's got to get. So what happens after football season? What do you ladies do once football's over? Is it just getting ready for the February trip?
Yeah, I mean, we do basketball.
Okay.
Like cheer will go and like they'll cheer the games. We'll go and dance. And you know, it's really just the same thing for basketball too. Like we love to go and support our team because they're also really good. And then it's really just about nationals after that.
Yeah.
How about the Friday pep rallies? How cool are they?
Oh, those are fun. We've
Yeah.
been doing them in Pride now, so like it feel like it's better than just at lunch like it was the last few years.
All right, so around homecoming week, which was week 2, it was very early in there. Did you have the competitions between the freshmen, and sophomores, and juniors, and all that with floats and decorations and things?
Well, we don't really do floats, but at our pep rallies, we did we did it between like the classes and
Right.
like which class get like the most like hype and loud and crazy.
So who won?
The juniors.
Well, there's no doubt in my
Yeah.
mind, and that was
I feel like it would have been the seniors, but we have short schedules during school, so like.
That sounds like an excuse to me, is all that is. My
Kylie.
goodness, come on. Now, look, that's great. I tell you what, we've got everybody here. We could turn the camera. Can y'all do some sort of something over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, of
All right.
course.
Look, we're going to go to commercial. Y'all can take those. Let me see. Yeah, y'all can take those off and come over here. When we come back from commercial, we'll have you over there. I tell you what, we may not even go to commercial. Let's just try this. I'm going to knock down everything along the way, too. You know, I should have really thought this out a little bit better. All right, so we're back here. We're going to spin this camera around, and our apologies to the folks at home that we're making sick in this. All right, let's turn this around. All right. All right, so now I guess the question would, do you have, are there names for the cheer and the dance, or what is it? I'm sorry? Okay, and that's cheer and dance? All right, there you go. No, I meant, is there a name for the cheer, and is there a name for the dance team? Okay. There you have it. All right. So anytime you're ready, go ahead. Tremendous job. I'm telling you, that's the most fun that I have had at a Firehouse Subs in a long time. We're going to head to break. When we come back, we will get Coach Heron and the team back here, and we'll talk to some more of them. We're having a big night here at Firehouse Subs on Kaliste Saloom.
You can start a rewarding career as an emergency medical technician sooner than you think. The National EMS Academy, a division of Acadian Ambulance, can train you in just 12 weeks at their campuses in Alexandria, Baton Rouge, Covington, Lafayette, Lake Charles, New Orleans, and Thibodaux. Students who complete the class and pass the National Registry exam are eligible to work for Acadian Ambulance. Classes start soon. Learn more at becomeamedic.com.
Home isn't just a place, it's where life happens. At the LaLuck Group, we've helped families take that first big step and then the next. From starter homes to forever homes, we're here for the moments that matter most. Because the best real estate experience doesn't just find you a house, it helps you build a life.
And we are back live at Firehouse Subs here on Tuesday night. It is the Pelican Sports Report. And again, a big round of applause to the cheer and the dance that came out and did this. And so from what slipped her mind, I guess, they're third in the nation in game day performance. So great job on that. I don't know how that slipped, but wonderful work anyway. You did great. No, they did awesome. And IE Lafayette, that was right, wasn't it? IE Lafayette? All right.
I think so.
I got it. See? All right, Coach. Well, look, when you have that kind of spirit around the school, where'd we go? When you have that kind of spirit around the school, that's just, I mean, that enhances things.
Oh, 100%. You know, I think we had just because, I mean, all these kids were dealing with a construction zone for, 2+ years at school. So, you know, being moved from everybody was moved out of the boys' gym. Everybody was in the girls' gym for PE. They didn't really have the space just because any free space was really, construction equipment or being a building being built. So they didn't really have, pepper alleys, in the traditional sense for a couple of years. So, we had a Friday afternoon pepper alley for homecoming week in the gym with everybody in there. It was unbelievable, just because I know talking to Miss Edelman, our principal before, she was like, I don't know how the kids are going to respond. They hadn't been to a pep rally in a couple of years, and it was unreal. It was loud. I mean, it was a great atmosphere. So for me, just kind of being able to stand back and watch it all and take it all in and having the band in there. I mean, it was really unreal. So
look, you give young folks an opportunity to scream in school.
100%.
I got to think that's going to be a success. All right, let's introduce our next player.
All right, so this is number 91 for us, one of our mainstays at D-line, Claude Alexander, who has had an unbelievable year. Claude was the legendary player of the week. Week one?
Week one.
Week one. What'd you have week one? Three sacks?
3 sacks.
Three sacks. You remember anything?
2 TFLs. That's pretty much.
And I think
you're like, that's plenty. That's a lot on there too.
Through weeks 1 and 2, I think he had like 5.5 sacks. I mean, so he's been great for us in both playing both run and pass, and plays fast, and so I mean he's been one of our mainstays up front.
Look, what's that mindset on that D-line? Because, I mean, you just got one job. Just go out there and get after it. What is it like when you're in the game there?
What it's like, just getting to the ball. That's all I think about when I'm in the game. Just getting to the ball, getting the offense back on the field. It's our job. So that's all I pretty much think about.
Look, and that's such a great mindset. It's not just about the stop. It's, look, we want to get the ball back over the offense and let those guys go to work all there too. What is it when you're able to get that turnover, get a 3 and out, and get it back over there too? And you guys go over there and watch the film on it too, and there's that sense of accomplishment on there. What's that like?
It's amazing because the offense feeds off of the defense, so it's like a momentum game.
Right.
If we get a big stop, offense is going to ride on that, score a big touchdown. That's how we get the momentum on our side and win the game.
Look, so I'll ask you, because this is one of the big parts of this season for you guys, is that new stadium. So if you had 5.5 sacks through the first 2 games, a couple of those sacks were there at home on the homecoming on the first night in there, getting that sack in front of that home crowd and hearing the roar because you know it's full. How was that?
That was amazing. I think I got the first sack on the new field, so just seeing everybody.
Put that in the record book. That's right.
For sure.
Just seeing everybody cheer for me, cheer for us, it was amazing.
Look,
wonderful feeling.
What's been a couple of the highlights this season that stood out to you as a team?
As a team, the defensive touchdown we had against Acadiana, that was amazing. Our turnovers against St. Martinville, that was very big.
Look, that's some good ones, and I like how it revolves around turnovers, and that's it, because, I mean, that's the ultimate of getting the ball, except for the one that Abshire picks up and just takes to the house himself. But defensive touchdowns are probably the coolest part of football, I think.
It's like mind-blowing, like, because some of us, we don't even think we'll ever get the chance to touch the ball, but scoring on defense, that's amazing.
Is that moment you just look over the offense, it's like, y'all keep sitting, we're going back out, we got it for you?
Yeah, sometimes I can feel them. They get a little jealous.
Look, that's just, Coach. That's the and I hate to keep using the word mindset, but it is. That's what you got to have when you're out there defensively playing.
Oh, for sure. And I was a defensive player when I played too. So it's just that's one of those things where when you have a defense that is willing to do their job, sometimes you have those sudden change moments in a game where offense turns it over. Defense is working on a short field. If they don't have the right mindset to go out there and just, hey, let's get it back, then you can get a rift in a football team pretty quickly when it becomes us and them as offense and defense. So, when defense is just, hey, let's go back to work, let's go get the ball back, 3 and out, or turn them over, that's really the makings of a good football team. When you have a defense that isn't going to worry about, hey, we're working on a short field, or, hey, we were just out there, our offense is going 3 and out. When you have the defense that, hey, it's just our turn again, that's when you really have, really a special group on defense.
Look, you guys have a big one this week again with Barb. What's preparation been like this week?
Just being out there at practice, competing against each other, making each other better every day at practice. That's pretty much it.
When you're going against the ones and it's good on good, how has that been?
We actually did that today. Yeah.
It gets intense, huh?
Yeah, but iron sharpens iron, so.
Look, I love that because you're not going to get ready for these big games without some good on good.
Yes,
It's not possible. So, well, good. It's exciting to see. Look forward to watching you. I appreciate you stopping by and visiting with us. Thank you very much. Looking forward to a big game. Rolling through here, it is a tremendous night. It's got to be an O-lineman here coming.
For sure.
Yeah, that's look. The beard and the hair and all this. Oh yeah, that's an O-lineman there. Go ahead, introduce yourself for me.
I'm Zach Creelo.
Right.
I play O-line and D-line for Lafayette.
Both? I mean,
yes,
the whole one.
Oh, yeah.
Look. What's you play them? You start both ways then?
Oh no, I don't start both ways, no sir. But I mostly play O-line.
What's been your favorite side of the ball?
I'd have to say O-line.
O-line is
being there with my brothers, going through war.
Coach, every person that stepped up has said just that same thing about playing alongside their brothers. It can't be just coach speak or team talk. That's got to be legit.
Yeah, and I guess one of the things I didn't mention earlier, and I guess the impact of it or whatever was kind of lost on me. But I mean, these guys didn't play a home game for like 3 years. They played at LCA, they played at Acadiana, and so just how important it was to all these guys to get back to Lafayette High and just not even just be able to play there, but just to practice over there. The ability to walk out of our locker room and go out in the practice field. So I think they've got a really tight bond, and we have a great senior class, small senior class, but I don't think we all weren't a very big freshman class as far as numbers wise. So it's a really tight group of guys that have stuck it out for 4 years and really through some tough circumstances as far as having to go bounce around, play home games at different places, and these guys, I can't really speak highly enough of our seniors as far as just being able to kind of see it through and stick together, and they've done a great job leading us as a team this year in spite of all that stuff they've dealt with the last couple of years.
Has it made it a little more enjoyable not having to get on a bus or in a car just to go to practice?
It's very enjoyable. Very.
What's been some of the keys that you think has made you guys get better this year as you went along?
I think us as a team, it's coming together, correcting each other, coaches helping us, making a bigger, tighter brotherhood in the football season.
How's it been of adjustment? You guys rotate quarterbacks, I believe. Mm-hmm. What is that like? Is there different cadences? Are you guys locked in, or has it been not much of a difference for the O-line?
Not much. All we know is to protect the quarterback. No one touches our quarterback.
Look, when they walk down the hall at school, can anybody get near them, or y'all still in front of them there?
No, we like the bodyguards.
You're still there. Look, Coach, and that's just important. He said the words in there, our quarterback. That's just big. That's the mindset you want.
Sure. Yeah. It's you want you want guys that are going to stick up for you. You see, a lot of times if you're watching any games on, Saturdays or Sundays, and you see anytime you watch a Chiefs game, if anybody's trying to get to Mahomes, you see a bunch of offensive linemen coming to his aid pretty quickly. So I mean, I think it's kind of ingrained in offensive linemen. They're going to protect their guys. So I think it's nice to have that type of mindset.
Look,
at our place too.
Speaking of that way, of the Chiefs, a lot of times they'll take a big old lineman and put him back there and hand him the ball in goal line situations. How's that working?
Oh man, us linemen would love to do that.
Coach, you see, I'm working on this. I don't help much, I know, but no, I think I'd run the fullback every time if I had a chance.
I think. We actually, when I was at Brobridge, we played Neville one year in the playoffs, and they did that exact thing. They took a defensive lineman, put him back there, and ran the ball. And so I guess there's some merit to it sometimes. Yeah, I think they'd be tripping over each other though to be the guy with the ball in his hand.
Everybody would volunteer
for sure.
to do it. All right, so easy question, and it's not necessarily an easy one, but I'll let you out of here after this one. Blocking for a 200-yard rush or a 300-yard passing game?
300-yard passing game, absolutely.
Wow. Look, most of the offensive linemen that I talk to want to run the football. You like to get back there and pass block?
Yes, sir.
What is it about that does it?
Just being there, again, with our brothers. We set the line. We make sure that we do what we need to do.
Look, it seems so easy when you talk about it like that, but you can tell that it's just reps after reps after reps and that you're living it. And, man, when you walked up, I said, yeah, that's an O-lineman there, no doubt about it. And you got that mindset, brother. I applaud you for what you do, and I love the mindset and looking forward to seeing some more football out of you.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you.
There you go. Man. Coach, I think we've got time probably for one or two more, unless you're –
Mark, he
was the one ready to run the football, I think.
I think Mark is going to be a candidate for it.
A minute ago. All right, let's go ahead and we'll introduce Mark.
My name is McQuillan Joseph. I play O-line and D-line.
Okay. What's your main one? The D-line is the
boat.
He actually, so Mark is a throwback. Mark plays every snap on offense and defense.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, so.
Do you special teams too?
I want to.
Of course you do.
I want to.
Look, I love that mindset. What is it that fuels you and it keeps you from going, look, I need to come out for a few snaps?
I just want my team to win.
Right? Just that simple.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Look, that is good stuff. What's been the highlight for you this season as you've grown along? Could be an offensive side, could be defensive side.
Defense, I would say getting the first sack of the season. That felt good. In offense, it's anytime I get a good double and we just get to pancake them into the I like pancaking.
Look, I just hate to line up against you. All right, when you guys go good on good, when you go one-on-one, what side are you on? Because you surely ain't quick enough to block yourself.
It depends on what Indy it is. I just did the biggest switch up today, matter of fact.
All right.
Trash talking the D-line that I
that
start
you
with.
play beside.
Yeah.
Then trash talking the O-line that I play with.
Somehow that doesn't surprise me. I've just known you for a minute, but I love that attitude because I can just about imagine when you get down there on either side of the ball that it's strictly business.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. What is playing the defensive side of it? How does that help you offensively, and vice versa? How does playing offense help you defensively?
It really is it just both correlates because as a defensive player, I know what to do, and I'm usually thinking, how would this O-lineman react?
Correct.
What step would they take? And it really just opens up the play. Because on offense, I can tell when somebody's going to do a stretch step or try to do a power step. Just the way they lean their fingers, I can tell it all.
See, and that's what I'm talking about. That's the stuff that's got to help you that. All right, so you said that on the offensive line of it, delivering the pancake, love it. You're on the defense. Has that ever happened? Have you ever received? Come on now, film, don't lie.
My freshman, sophomore year, at least once every year for sophomore year, my freshman year, a lot. But I've gotten better at taking on double teams where it doesn't happen.
Look, that's good. And I mean, there's a big difference from freshman to senior year. What's life look like for you post Lafayette High?
Post Lafayette
Yeah,
High?
when you're out of high school, what's the?
Plan on going to college and joining the National Guard.
That's awesome. That's really good. You're going to continue to play football, or what's the?
This is it for me.
Is it?
I love the sport, but it's like it's a toll.
Look, there's a point in time that everybody puts the cleats up. There's no doubt about it. And, when somebody hangs on and they don't want to and their heart's not in it, you can tell that. But it seems like you're not leaving one single thing on the field this year, and I love that.
I just love the game.
Coach, it looks like if you're starting on there, you got a lot of guys that you say, that's my first choice, that's my first choice, that's my first choice.
Oh, for sure. And then, like I said, Mark Whalen, I mean, he literally plays every play, both sides of the ball. I mean, so it's I know there was a time when a lot of guys did it. You go back and you talk about, 1980s, 1990s, but it doesn't happen a ton anymore where you get guys playing every snap.
Well, and you don't see it in Division I type football either. You may see it when there's a need in 1A and 2A football,
sure.
or those Division IIIs and IVs, when you got 20 guys on the roster is all you got.
Oh, for sure.
But here, what do you guys have, 70, 80 on the team?
About 70 or
yeah. So, I mean, you don't see that a lot. And then I see the patch on there. You'll roll into powerlifting.
I play a lot of sports.
You play a lot.
You can say that.
What do you throw in track too?
Yeah, I throw discus for track.
Look, that's awesome. I'm looking forward to follow along with that too. If we can just get him, put a D lineman in the backfield, hand you the ball just one time, huh?
Oh, I'll pray for them times. I just pray for them times.
There you go. Well, Mark Rowland, we appreciate you joining us, and I applaud the hard work that you put in offensively and defensively, and I'm trying to get him to call a play that hands the ball off. The rest is up to y'all. I can't do anything else. But thank you so much for stopping in.
Good job, man.
Tremendous work there, Coach. You got
– We got one more?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. All right, go ahead.
You going to introduce yourself?
John Carney, quarterback.
Okay, that's right. I do remember that name a lot in the film that I watched too. What's the season been like for you guys back there? Because I know you're rotating quarterbacks on there, but how is the relationship that you guys have?
It's good. We have a good relationship. We both want to win, and that's all that matters.
What do you learn one from the other?
Say that again?
What do you learn? How are you able? Because I see you come off, you guys, I mean, you're right there next to each other talking about the plays that are going on too. How has that been, being able to learn off of each other?
It's been great. We both are able to help each other with our weaknesses and make each other better.
Coach, your thoughts on him?
John's been great. He's been the consummate teammate. It's not an easy situation to go into when you're looking at having to split time at any position, and it's one of those things where, we got 5 offensive linemen. We, depending on scheme, you got 3 or 4 defensive linemen, so you got situations where, if you were playing other positions, you wouldn't have to worry about it, but, you got one quarterback that can take a snap. So it ends up being, tough sometimes, and just, with the flow of the game and, how things are going, whether, trying to, run the ball more, whatever, happens, so game flow can kind of dictate it. So, I mean, John's been such a great teammate and approaches every day the same, regardless of what is going on. So, I mean, he's been great, and he's had a great career, as pretty much a 3-year starter at Lafayette High. So I can't say enough about, the kind of competitor he is and the kind of teammate he is and the kind of young man he is.
What's it like being a Mighty Lion, about your career here at Lafayette? What's that like?
It's great. I'm very proud to be a Mighty Lion. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Look, I love that. What is it about the school that makes it that special?
The school spirit, I think, is top-notch. I think it compares to no one else.
How was it when you went out there that week 2 in front of that crowd in the new stadium?
It was electric. It's a feeling you can't explain unless you were there.
Right. Look, that's just good, Coach, to see that. What do you guys? You get back to work this week. Couple of losses in the books, but again, you're growing from it. And I had somebody tell me you don't lose, you either win or you learn. And what's practice been like this week, getting you ready for that Barb game?
I mean, it's been tough. I'm kind of battling an injury right now, so I'm trying to get healthy. That's the That's the main goal moving forward right now.
That's the number one thing. There you go. Coach, tremendous group that you've got out here. What do you see over these last 3 weeks that you think that just puts it all together?
Just being able to offensively have some consistency and finish some drives. I mean, we were kind of up and down last week, but again, like I said, Acadiana's got one of the best defensive lines you'll run into really anywhere in high school football. So, I think we had a stretch of the game last week where we had like 3 and outs in a row right before half. So we weren't doing a whole lot on the offensive side of the ball. We had our defensive touchdown in the first half, and so we go into half, 21-7. So just being able to be a little bit more consistent offensively and, getting back to, hopefully being able to run the ball and if we can do that, have some consistency, continue to play some good defense because our defense has competed. They've been really pretty opportunistic as far as when the ball's touched our hands. We've done a pretty good job throughout the season of getting forcing some turnovers in some really key moments. We had a couple big turnovers against St. Martinville, one right before half and one right before the end of the game. We were able to turn over Sam Houston, a few times, and so we obviously turning over Acadiana. So if we can continue to force some turnovers on defense, and then get back to playing, so winning the third part of the game in special teams, so I going into Barb, that they're going to be in a situation where they're gonna throw the kitchen sink at you.
Absolutely,
they want to get to 3 and 5, and so that's a game where they're going to do whatever it takes. They're not going. There's going to be nothing left on the cutting room floor as far as play calling and being aggressive. So knowing that we have a team Friday that is getting to that they want to get to 3 and 5 because they want to ultimately get to 5 and 5 and get to the playoffs. So playing a team like that, you have to be balanced. You have to protect the football on offense, and you got to be able to force some turnovers just because they're going to be high powered. They've scored some points against a lot of good teams. They scored points against Acadiana. They scored points against Carencro. So that's something that they have no problem doing. So in that instance, hopefully we can run the ball and keep it away from them and then also, be opportunistic. It's one of those games where if the ball touches our hands, it's got to be our ball. You drop one of those and 2 plays later it becomes a touchdown for them. So we got to be able to do that, control the ball a little bit and, hopefully keep them off just because they're going to be pretty good at what they do once they get on the field.
Look, the number one thing that I took out of the game, because I went back and had to watch that broadcast of you guys in Acadiana, the first of the game, it didn't seem like there was a lot of respect for the Lafayette team out of the announcers that were on there. And come halftime, it was, wow, this is a really good Lafayette team.
Yes, sir.
And it got their attention, and that's what I saw. It was a really good Lafayette team on there. So I'm excited about the last 3 weeks of the regular season and what you guys do in the playoffs.
Yes, sir.
Look, appreciate you stopping by,
yes,
without
sir.
a doubt. Get that
job,
healed
man.
up
Yes,
and
sir.
get ready to go on Friday night.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Coach, that's going to wrap it up here. It has been the Lafayette Mighty Lions takeover night, and have had a blast here with everybody. Can't thank you enough for agreeing and you guys coming out and being a part of the show. So thank you.
It was fun. We'll do it again next year if you have us.
Look, 100%. There's no doubt about it. Guys, thank you so much for coming out to our cheer and dance. Thank you. IE Lafayette was great. See, I remembered that too. And number 3 in the nation in game day. I'll just keep you reminded of that. Yeah. I've got a show to do here. Can you? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Look, that's going to wrap it up, guys. We will see you next Tuesday night. A little bit of housekeeping. We will be down in New Iberia. We won't be here at this. We'll be in New Iberia, and then we'll be over in Carencro before we're back here for our Week 11 playoff show. Make sure that you check out the Pelican Sports Report. Big thanks out to our friends here at Firehouse Subs. Without them, we couldn't do any of it. For all of those that made it in tonight, I thank you. I am Doug Gann. God bless you all, and good night.